Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It is Wednesday, April the 1st. I'm Andrew Gagan. The local market is set to rally at the open with ASX futures up 1.5%. Global equities and bonds have surged on speculation of a potential de-escalation in the war in the Middle East, with Europe's benchmark Stock 600 index rebounding, having fallen 8% in March. Stocks on Wall Street soared on reports that President Trump was willing to win the military campaign against Iran, even if the Strait of Hormuz remained largely closed, while media in Iran quoted the nation's president that it is seeking an end to the war. The month-long conflict has left the S&P 500 and Dow on track for their deepest quarterly declines since 2022. Well, tech stocks led Wall Street's rally, with Nvidia, Alphabet and Tesla shares surging. Chipmaker Marvell Technology shares jumped, with Nvidia investing $2 billion in the company, and it will join Nvidia's ecosystem. CoreWeave rallied after securing an $8.5 billion loan to expand AI infrastructure. Unilever agreed to separate its food unit and merge it with McCormick in a cash and stock deal, valuing the spice maker at around $45 billion. And Constellation Energy fell after forecasting 2026 profit below expectations. And space tourism company Virgin Galactic shares took off as it targets quarterly positive cash flows as early as next year, with the aim of launching at least 10 flights per month by the second quarter of 2027. Well, US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the next few days in the war against Iran would be decisive, and warned Iran that the conflict would intensify if it did not make a deal. President Trump, meanwhile, has criticised countries that have not helped with the US war effort. In a social media post, he said countries will have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done. Get your own oil. Well, US consumer confidence unexpectedly edged higher in March, but households remain downbeat about the labour market and anticipated higher inflation over the next 12 months. And the US unemployment rate rose to 4.4% in February from 4.3% the previous month, and job openings fell in February. US Treasuries ended the first quarter high, rebounding after a month of heavy selling and rallying in line with stocks as the report suggested a possible de-escalation in the Middle East war. The US 2-year Treasury yield fell to 3.79%. The 10-year was down to 4.31%. Australian 3-year government bond yields fell to 4.65%, while the 10-year has fallen below 5% to 4.98%. The US dollar index is down more than 3% on the day. The Aussie is back up to 69 US cents. Brent futures for June delivery fell more than $3 on reports that Iran's president said the country was ready to end the war. The Brent June contract fell close to $104 a barrel, while Brent crude futures for May rose 5% to $118 a barrel. Gold has risen, but has recorded its steepest monthly decline since 2008 on persistent inflation concerns and expectations of high interest rates. Spot gold up more than 3% at around $4,670 an ounce. Copper rose 2%. Iron ore is off slightly to 110 US a tonne. And improved risk sentiment has pushed Bitcoin up to close to 68,000 US dollars. Ahead locally today, S&P Global released the March manufacturing PMI, while February's building approval figures are also due. That is your day ahead. We'll see you again tomorrow.